Hello everyone, welcome to this video. Today I want to cover the topic of flared staircases because that's a new feature that we have in the base game of The Sims 4. In this video I will explain the basics of the flared staircases, how they work, how you can create them, what are the limits and which staircases can be used for flared staircases and which won't work. Let's start with the very basic, and that's how you create flared staircase. You can see here that I have placed a staircase, which is the base game staircase. It's called Sturdy Stairs. It's the very first one that you have as the option. And you can see that the height of this staircase is a standard size or height of the short wall. So if you want to create a flared staircase, you will select the stairs that you placed. And now you can see that we have a couple of options how we can manipulate with these stairs. The markers that we will be interested in are these markers, this left arrow on the bottom of the stairs and the right arrow on the bottom of the stairs, and also left and the right arrows on the top of the stairs. This is the way how you can create flared staircase, because if you will click it and drag to the side, it will start to expand. And for this height of the stairs, you have two different options of the width. If I want to make it normal again, I'm gonna click the arrow again and then I'm gonna drag it towards the center of the stairs and then it will be straight. We have set of arrows at the bottom, as I said already, and we have set at the top because you can create that effect on the top of the stairs as well. But there is a one but here. It doesn't work for all the stairs, and I'm gonna show you different examples. For this particular stairs, you can make it wide at the top as I just did and also at the bottom. But for certain staircases it doesn't work, which is the case of, for example, this staircase. As you can see, we have markers at the bottom of the stairs and no markers at the top. So you have to be careful about which type of stairs you're choosing. Generally, any kind of stairs which have these see-through gaps in between steps, they will not have the option to have flared staircase at the top. They will only have the option to make it wide at the bottom. Back to my staircase, the basic one. As I said, for the flared staircases, we are interested in these arrows. But I assume you are familiar with the other possibilities. This one is going to make the staircase wider, and this one will rotate the bottom of the stairs. And as you can see, it will still work if you want to have a flared staircase at the top. You have to be really careful though, because if you wanted to have it flared at the bottom, you will see that that's not possible. So for this height of the staircase, you can't have it flared at the top and the bottom. You can only have one option. If I make it straight at the top, then I can make it flared at the bottom. So that's about these basic stairs and about the options that you have. It differs a little bit with the height of the wall. So I'm gonna show you examples a little bit later how it changes if you use the medium or tall wall. Let's get rid of this to have a better vision here, and I will go through individual staircases and you will be able to see the differences, because there are certain stairs that will not allow you to have flared staircase at all. If you own businesses and hobbies, these are the stairs that we got with that expansion pack, and you can see that they have a mini railing on each side. One is on the right and one is on the left. So it's quite understandable that this will be restricted to change it to a flared staircase because of that, or at least I explained that to myself as a reason. So when I click these stairs, you can see that there are no markers on the top or at the bottom. These stairs can't be turned to flared staircase. So this works the same way for the right feet flitas stairs. If I change it to the right one, you can see it works the same. There are no arrows to make it wide at the bottom or the top. Let's move to these stairs, and those are the one that we have in a base game. It's called Modern Floating Stairway, and you can see again there is no marker, no option to make it white at the bottom or top. So this is another type of stairs which will not allow you to make flared staircases. Let's move to these stairs, and those are the stairs that are called Industrial Strength Stair System, and these are the stairs we got in expansion pack Get to Work. As you can see, I could make it flared at the bottom, but there is no marker at the top. This is generally the case for all the stairs, which are looking like a ladder almost, I would call it, with these hollow steps. These stairs are like that, but if I get rid of them and I'll place these stairs here, you will see that they have the same option. You can make it flared only at the bottom. And these are the steps of wood which came with the expansion pack Island Living. So all of these steps that you can see, ladder-like stairway, will work the same way. They have the option to make it white at the bottom but not at the top. So bear that on your mind, that all of these stairs, all of these types of stairs are like that. No option to make it white at the top, only at the bottom. Let's move to these stairs. As you can see, I have two types of stairs here, which are solid. They do have back side of the step or full step. There is no gap, no hollow steps. But you can see that one type is able to have flared staircase at the top and the bottom. And those are the stairs which came with Enchanted by Nature, Verdant Stone stairs. So these stairs can be white at the bottom and the top. But the Adventure Awaits expansion pack stairs, these ones, stones set adrift on stairs, you can see that you can make them white only at the bottom and not at the top. So you have to be aware of which stairs you're using, because some of them will have limitations regarding this new system. And there is no universal rule how to say which one will work like this and which ones will not work with the flared staircase at the top. So you just have to test it yourself, because as you can see, they have solid base, they have the full backside of the steps, there is no gap, no like see-through, as we could tell for example, for these stairs. We could say that for these it works that way, as I explained, that most of these ladder-like type of stairs will not have the possibility to have flared staircase at the top, but sadly some of the full steps will not have that possibility either. And as I said, there's no universal rule to tell them apart. Because, for example, these stairs, which are very similar to the stairs like here, they are able to be white at the top and the bottom. Let's move here. You can see that I created a fake room here and I placed a flared staircase inside. Here is a bathroom with 3 toilets. I wanted to show you or demonstrate that you can place that flared staircase and it can have landing above a room, so it's fully functional related to that, so you can place it in any of your mansions. Now I'm gonna change the height of the walls, because all what I was talking about was related to short walls, and stairs change based on the wall height. So if I will change this to medium, you could see it automatically applied that. And it still works for all of these stairs that I had placed. But there is one change which is related to the height of the wall and flared staircases. If you have this size of the wall, medium wall, I'm gonna make it straight again, you can expand that flared staircase or the width at the bottom for this particular steps or stairs to 3 different widths. In the video that I was talking about the update, I said that you can only change that to 2 positions, but that is valid only for the short wall. So for the medium height, it's 3 different positions that it can be wide. And the same goes for the top of the staircase. You have 3 different positions of the width of the flare. So apart from the width of the flare for the staircase regarding the height of the wall, I want to also show you how you can play around with the stairs a little bit better, or it gives you a little bit more of a freedom if you have at least medium wall height. Here you can see the demonstration of these stairs. You can see they are not going straight up, it's turning to right. You can achieve it with this marker where you rotate your stairs around. And if you want to have a flared staircase, if it's straight, it's not much of a problem. You can have it wide at the top and the bottom, as I said already at the beginning of the video. But if you want to have it rotated, you can see that this goes red and it won't allow me to have it like that. And it doesn't really matter which position I have it, if it's on the left or on the right. I can only have it flared like this if it's straight. But if I make it straight at the top, that there's no flare at the top, then I have possibility to have it rotated around. And I can also play with the position of the stairs like this a little bit better. If you will have staircase like that with a middle landing here, then you are able to make it flared at the top as well. So that's a little tip. You have to play around with that until you achieve what you really want to. There are some limits, but there are also possibilities. Let's say like this. It looks a bit ridiculous with this wide flare at the bottom, but then if I change it, it looks a little bit better. So these are the options of the stairs if you will have at least a medium height of the wall. If I will go for the tall wall, which is the tallest staircase you can have, you will have even more options how you can play around with the stairs. And you can have it flared at the top and the bottom. But if I will go to completely straight stairs, let's make it a little bit wider. If I want to expand it and make it flared at the bottom, look at how many positions we have. First, second, third, and fourth. That is the maximum. So we have 4 different options of the width of the flared staircase for tall wall, which is the tallest that you can have for individual levels or individual floors. And it's exactly the same for the top. You can have it looking like an hourglass. If you have stairs like this, when there's this bottom support, you can always get rid of it, and that is perfectly fine for any height of the stairs. So you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to have that full support of the stairs there. It will work perfectly fine. In this update, we got also update for the stair railings, and I just want to show you really quickly that it doesn't really matter how tall the staircase is. There are no limits to these railings. You can have it on any stairs and they all work fine. I did test it out. Every individual railing I placed, all of them should be fine. I don't think that I found one that would not work for any of the flared staircase. So at least regarding this, it doesn't matter what type of stairs you have, as long as you have the flare created. The railings will apply to the staircase and it will copy the shape of it. So there are not really limits regarding the railings. You can use all of them on your flared staircases. It's not the same like limits for certain staircases which can't be turned to flared at all or only at the bottom. Now I will talk about the topic when you want to create flared staircase, for example, for foundations, and this will happen when you click on it. You can see that there are no markers for these stairs, although those are the stairs that I used at the beginning to demonstrate that they can be turned to flared staircases. So what is the problem here? The problem is that they are attached to a foundation. This is a foundation that I created before. You can see I can move around with that. I still have no option to change this to a flared staircase. I'm gonna show you how you can still change this stairs to flared staircase, but you will have to place the type of the stairs that you want to lead to, for example, your porch, somewhere on its own. So in my case, it's here. I will now delete these stairs. So now I'm gonna change this to a flared staircase, and let's say I want just a mild curve of my stairs. I'm gonna click the move button at the top of the stairs. And now I will move it where I want my staircase to be. And voila, as you can see, the staircase is flared at the bottom. You have to be careful though, because once you place it down, you can't adjust it. So you have to be sure that that's the width as you want. Or if you will not be happy with that, you will just move that staircase away. It will get to its original size. And let's say that I want a white at the top as well. And maybe I don't want to have that stairs or staircase wide that much. I want just 2 squares. And then I'm just gonna click on the move again. And it's not really making sense because the platform is not the right size. Let's say I will do it like that. And you have flared staircase, which are leading to a foundation, which can be a porch or whatever. Then you will just apply railings if you want to. If you don't, just don't do it. If you will change the height of the foundation, it will still apply that flare to those stairs. So now you can play around with that once it's placed. What you have to remember is that as long as that foundation is not at the same height as at least the short wall, you won't be able to adjust that stairs to have the flare directly when it's connected. But if I change the height of my foundation, let's say this tall, which is taller than the shortest wall or short wall, the arrows will appear, and now you will be able to adjust it, even connect it. So it's all related to the height of the foundation that you're working with. As you can see again here, I lost the ability to move with my staircase. I have no arrows on the right or left if I make the foundation lower, but if I will go higher again, the possibility is there. Sometimes you just have to play around with all the features that we have in the game to achieve what you want. And I just wanted to make it a little bit easier for you because I was playing around with that and that's what I found out. I hope this video was helpful, and if it was and you're not subscribed to my channel, please consider to subscribe. Thank you so much to all of you for watching, and I hope that I will see you soon in some of my other videos. Bye!